Hey guys, I am the Comics Kid 2099 and I have a graphic novel that I wanted to talk to you guys about. This book is called Ghost Projekt. I was trying to do it in a Russian accent. If any of you guys are Russian and I've offended you, I apologize. This book is set entirely in Russia, and there are several Russian primary characters in here. There's really only one major character who's not Russian, and a lot of the dialogue, in fact, in this book is Russian. Not so much so that it becomes insurmountable. If you don't know Russian, it's not like a third of the book is in Russian or anything like that. It's not that bad. There's really just key lines that are in Russian, and not even important lines. It's just a character saying something, and usually context clues that are provided in the story tell you kind of what they are saying. There were a few times where I really wasn't sure what was being said, so I would have to go and pop on Google Translate, and sometimes that worked out well. It would tell me roughly what was being said, and sometimes it would just provide a jumbled mess, and I had no idea what was being said. So that's maybe the first place I wanted to start. It's not necessarily a good place to start. It's kind of a strange thing for me to talk about, but it is an aspect of this book. Now, maybe I should go ahead and tell you guys what this book is about. There's two characters here. This girl, her name is Anya, I believe, or Anna or Anya, and she is a Russian police officer, and this guy, his name is Will. He is an American. He works with, I don't know what the company is, maybe the CDC. They look for like pathogens and chemical spills and stuff like that, and these two circumstances kind of throw them together, and they are investigating this old project that was around during the Cold War. And this project, this is a little bit spoilery. You find out a lot of the stuff about a third of the way into this book. So if you do want to read this book, then maybe mute the video. I'm going to put my thumb up just for the spoiler parts, and as long as my thumb is up, that means I'm spoiling, so mute the video while my thumb is up. The Ghost Project was involved with capturing ghosts and using them as weapons against the enemies of the country. And they do this with two specific ghosts. They do it with the ghosts of the Tartar warriors, who are kind of like Genghis Khan was a Tartar warrior, according to this book anyway. So they have at least one Tartar warrior that they have managed to tame. And then for some reason, they also have this little girl ghost. And I wasn't entirely I didn't understand why they abandoned the Tartar Warrior project and then went on to have this little girl become a ghost. But I think maybe they were having trouble controlling the Tartar Warrior, but then later on in the book we have one of the guys who's involved with the project, and he seems to be controlling the Tartar Warrior just fine. So I don't understand. Okay, spoilers are done for now. So anyway, you've got these two characters, and they are investigating this project where these 6 canisters were stolen from this project, and they are trying to track these canisters down. And like I said, there was a group of people who worked at this project, the Ghost Project, and slight spoilers again, so thumb is going back up. And this girl ghost, this little girl ghost, is tracking down all the people who worked at the project and killing them one by one. And that's basically kind of the mystery that's going on in this book. And for some reason, this I did have a little bit of a problem with. The main bad guy who is in charge of the Ghost Project, he is the very last victim that is hunted down by this ghost. And we are told why, but it's not a good explanation. Thumb is going up once again, so spoilers once again. We are told near the very end that it turns out this guy was actually the father of the little girl who is a ghost. And basically, he fathered this girl with some gypsy woman who lived nearby, and then he was experimenting on her, and he wanted her to be the ultimate weapon. And I don't know how long he was aware of that, but basically, he is going around this entire book killing people and hypnotizing people into killing themselves, and we are told that he is trying to avoid getting killed by this ghost, because this ghost is killing all these other people, and he doesn't want to die. But a lot of the stuff that he does in this book doesn't make sense with that motivation that we are given. For example, he is about to have immunity, diplomatic immunity with America, and then the guy who is kind of fielding this exchange of information so that he can go to the American embassy, for some reason he has that guy to kill himself. He hypnotizes him and has that guy to kill himself, And I don't really understand why. If he wants to get away from this ghost, and it seems like he actually does want immunity in America, and he wants amnesty, if you will, I don't understand why he has that guy kill himself, and then later in the book, he tries to have amnesty in America once again. That doesn't really make any sense. And then I don't really understand why the ghost waits until the very end of the book to kill this guy. It seems like he is the absolute worst person involved in this project. If I was this little ghost, I would have killed him first. And we're told that this ghost is afraid of these little I guess thumbs still up, still sort of spoilery. We're told that the ghost is still afraid of these little dolls that are made out of wicker. But every time she kills one of these people, they have one of the dolls, and it doesn't seem like she's afraid of them. So I don't understand why this little girl waited to kill this guy. Even if he is her father, he is still a scumbag, and I don't understand it. And then at the very end of the book, for some reason, the ghost of the Tartar warrior comes and kills the guy. I thought that the Tartar warrior was under the control of this guy. I didn't think that it was out of nowhere going to lose control and come and kill this guy. The book is very enjoyable. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It falls right in that sweet spot of not really fantasy, not really science fiction, kind of a blend of the two. I guess I'm not spoiling anymore. It's a blend of the two, but what I don't like is that a lot of the character motivations don't really fly, and a lot of the mystery here isn't really done well. We have that big reveal at the end of the book, and it is not set up well earlier in the book. When you're doing a big reveal like that, you really need to set it up earlier in the book so that it doesn't feel like it just came completely out of nowhere. And that big reveal at the end of this book, it does feel like it came out of nowhere. Outside of the story, the presentation of this book is very interesting. Number one, it's a hardcover book, and the cover price is it's $20. So maybe that's going to feel like it's a little steep for what's only like a 5 or 6 issue miniseries, but considering nowadays a modern day comic book is going to cost you about $4 to $5, so a 5 or 6 issue miniseries would cost you about this much or a little more. I would say you're getting about the same amount of entertainment as you would nowadays. And also, a fun little fact, this book glows in the dark. You might not be able to tell from this book here, but it's got this kind of texture. Let me see if you can hear this. Can you hear that? I'm rubbing my finger against it, and there's this texture there that glows in the dark. I'm not going to turn off the lights because I'm just not going to do that. But this book glows in the dark, and I found that to be very interesting because I have a lot of comic books, as you can see, and never have I seen a trade paperback that this much has gone into, where they're trying to make it really stand out from the crowd. I have seen, in the 1990s, a lot of single issues that are not graphic novels that are like they have hollow foils or they have kind of a raised surface where something like a face that's on the cover is slightly raised up. I've seen stuff like that, and usually that kind of stuff is more gimmick than less substance, basically just a gimmick to get you to buy it. This, I feel like, has substance in it. It's not necessarily 100% good substance, but I think there is some substance here. This is not just a gimmick to try and get you to buy something that's ultimately not worth it. I think there is some substance behind this very interesting presentation of this book. Do I recommend this book? I would say yes. It's very different than what you usually would read. It's kind of, for me anyway, it was out of my comfort zone, but it was still just enough in the genres that I'm usually interested in reading about that I enjoyed myself. The story, however, is not 100% good. There are some pretty significant problems, both in just the mystery that we have going on in this book and also character motivations that don't really work all that much at all. But I did enjoy this book quite a bit. And so I think if you guys see this book, you should pick it up. I enjoyed myself. I think you guys would as well. So that's about all I have to say here. I hope that you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another kind of review. Catch you later.